This is how little kids took sunbaths in big cities. Women recruiting for the army, Japan, 1940. Woodstock, 1969, photographed by John Dominis. A typical Soviet kitchen in a residential apartment. Photo by Jan Tikhonov, Latvian SSR, 1974, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Newly built F-4U Corsair and F-6F Hellcats being prepared to be shipped to the Pacific Theatre, United States, 1944. Bruce Willis left with his high school girlfriend at prom. Herb Ritz, Backflip with Sand, Paradise Cove, 1987. Merthyr Tydfil, Wales, 1983. Mountaineers trying to get car out of creek up South Fork of the Kentucky River, Breathitt County, Kentucky, 1940. View from the turret of a South African Ratel IFV of a burned-out Angolan T-54 MBT, Operation Modular, 1987. A young George W. Bush campaigning for his father's Senate campaign, 1970. Audrey Hepburn in Ethiopia, 1988. Cora Pearl was an English courtesan known for being carried into restaurants on a silver platter. Her list of wealthy patrons included many famous names of the time, including princes, dukes, and other nobles. Ted's at the Red Deer, Croydon, England. Photo by Chris Steele Perkins in 1976. Shepherd Sherbell, The Man with the Frozen Moustache, 1990s. Happy New Year, 1947. DKW Auto Union with Shipstad's and Johnson's Ice Follies, 1958. A sex worker outside the Krupp works in Essen, Germany, 1947. Hungarian uprising of 1956. A man burns a poster of Lenin. German World War II POWs harvesting grapes for the Widmer Winery in Naples, New York. Every state housed prisoners, but most camps were built in warm weather climes to save on barracks heating costs. Persis Kambata in a publicity shot for Star Trek the Motion Picture, 1979. Children Playing with a Car, Chelyabinsk, 1950 to 1963. Regional dress for ladies. In Navarre, Spain, and particularly from the town of Ochagavia, deep in the Basque region on the French border. Rairaiken, the first ever ramen shop founded in 1910 by Kanichi Ozaki in Asakusa, Tokyo. Ruth Malcolmson, 1924, Miss America. Civilians from a destroyed village watch captured German prisoners pass by. Voronezh, USSR, 1942. Stalin in an off-record photo captured by his bodyguard in the late 1930s. Winking seal. An East German border guard and a West German police officer at the Berlin Wall, Berlin, 1990. Aftermath of the Kursk submarine disaster in 2000. Chester Carlson, inventor of the Xerox machine. Novoyomask C-1905. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill delivers a speech on board the heavy cruiser Exeter upon its return to Britain Plymouth after the Battle of La Plata, 1939. France, 1934, a boy with a scooter. Air Force Chief of Staff Curtis LeMay having fun driving a go-kart in Washington, D.C. in 1959. A children's cruiser car, 1913. The Grimsel Pass and the hotel of the same name during the construction of a dam, which will also create a lake of the same name. The hotel itself will be flooded and rebuilt further up the slope. Switzerland, 1933, artist unknown. Cat-eye glasses and wonderful hair, 1972. A young Bosnian woman holding an AK-47 smokes a cigarette as she waits for a funeral service in Sarajevo, 1992. Brigitte Bardot, 1957. December 28th, 1940. This strange vessel is an experimental torpedo boat undergoing tests in the Detroit River. The last man is taken off, a shipwrecked trawler, off the coast of southern England, 1962. Entertainment in Southend, 1952. Chinese border guards joyfully display a punctured Soviet border guard helmet. Damansky Island, March 17, 1969. Selfie-style photo of former President JFK standing in front of the White House, 1962. Car repair, 1920s. Silo 374-3 near Damascus, Arkansas. After a Titan II long range, ICBM exploded several hours after a falling wrench had deflected into and punctured the missile's first-stage fuel tank. 1980. Inventor Edward R. Armstrong with a scale model of his Seadrome, a floating airport platform for refueling during transatlantic flights. 1927, New York. A Navajo man in ceremonial dress as Nyenes Gani, a Navajo deity, circa 1904. Exhausted United States Army nurse Amy Stewart, 5th MASH unit in Saudi Arabia, naps on a cot while hugging a teddy bear sent by her family during Operation Desert Storm, February 22, 1991. An expedition team member provides scale for the newly unearthed humerus of a Brachiosaurus fossil, the largest dinosaur ever discovered at the time. Grand Junction, Colorado, July 1900. Remains of a German Me-410 after crashing in Sovde, Sweden, 1944. Yemenite Jewish woman in traditional clothes. The Jewish community eventually had to flee due to persecution. 1946. The evolution of British postal uniforms from 1840 left to 1940 right. Chicago 1960, a very tall man at a shop window. Father and daughter. The photo was taken 2 weeks after Kennedy defeated Nixon for the presidency in 1960. Defying Society, Ellen Kuniger in a wet bathing suit on Lake Georgia, 1916. A young man leaned over a cliff for a spectacular photo. In December 1983, Mr. T visited the White House dressed as Santa Claus to promote Nancy Reagan's Just Say No anti-drug campaign. Pacific Highway through a Washington red cedar stump 20 feet in diameter, 1920. Queen Elizabeth II with Diana, Princess of Wales, 1991. How people used to unfriend back in the 1980s. Recycling. In London during the war, out of necessity, Hornsey, London, England, 1943. First photograph ever taken of a lightning bolt in 1882. Four friends on the same bench 35 years later. Even Civil War veterans got a bit silly at times. Here's one Union soldier doing a classic thumb-to-nose maneuver. Greek bandits in the 1920s. Consequences of a prolonged drought. Sahel, North Africa, 1984 to 1985. A stroller with a special mechanism for climbing stairs. Kylie Minogue, 1993. (1948) white streamliner Labatt's beer truck. During race riots, white residents of a neighborhood throw stones at police and arriving blacks. Detroit, February 28, 1942. Clark Gable holds his Best Actor Oscar for his role in It Happened One Night. He was awarded the Golden Statuette at a formal dinner held at the Biltmore Bowl in Los Angeles, California, on February 27, 1935. World Trade Center on September 11, 2001. On a Walk in the Park, models Monique Lefebvre and Bob Smith, August 1958. A tough teenager with radio, Charlotte, North Carolina, 1970s. Ready for Bed, 1914. Staged Accident. David Scott comes out of the Apollo 9 to do a scan on the Earth, March of 1969. Pablo Picasso studies the proportions of Brigitte Bardot's head, 1950s. Alfred Hitchcock has dinner with MGM's Leo the Lion, 1958. The wedding of Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner. The chariot race scene from the 1959 film Ben-Hur. Aerial view from a United States Navy Martin PBM, mariner of Crossroads Baker atomic test, less than 1 second after detonation. USS Saratoga can be seen in the center, IJN Nagato on the opposite side of the blast. July 25th, 1946. Red Hot Chili Peppers. The Mildred, shipwrecked, on the rocks around Gurnard's Head, Cornwall 1912, on a journey from Newport to London carrying slag. Evacuation on Route 1 from Quang Tri Fire Zone in 1972. Picking out a movie at the video store in the 1990s. Parisians inspect an abandoned German Panther tank on the Quai de Célestin near the Sully-Morland metro station. Paris, 1944. Halloween tradition of bobbing for apples in 1910. North Korean girls sing a song about Kim Il-sung, 1950. A woman reads while washing clothes, West Lafayette, Indiana, 1914. Centurion and Jean Patchett, Penn Station, 1955. January 25th, 1948, Los Angeles, California. The Santa Fe F, 3 a number, 19L diesel passenger locomotive hangs over Aliso Street after running off the end of its track at Union Station. The Roswell incident of July 1947. Major Jesse Marcel and Brigadier General Roger Ramey examined the wreckage of a weather balloon that was presented as evidence of a UFO crash. A man guards his family from the cannibals during the Madras famine of 1877 at the time of British Raj, India. Princess Diana was only 13 in this photo, taken in the summer of 1974. She's in Scotland at her mother's house here, alongside a pony named Soufflé. Raquel Welch dancing with soldiers during a Bob Hope USO show in Da Nang, Vietnam in 1967. Catherine O'Hara in a 1977 Lincoln advertisement. A group of tourists near the Panama Canal. Nichelle Nichols on the set of Star Trek 1960s, Pentagon after the 9/11 attacks. Polish aircraft RWD-8 destroyed by a bomb 1939. People in line to buy the newspaper about the Cuban crisis, New York City, October of 1962. A man swings a chair at a person who has fallen during a riot during a baseball game in South Korea in 1990s. The 1967 Alfa Romeo Tipo 33. She was nicknamed Periscopica, debuted with a victory at the March 12, 1967 hill climb in Belgium. The Princess Paula is seen here fixing to go for a test ride. Female ambulance drivers during a break between trips. The ambulances belong to French units operating in Italy, 1944. Elin Wägner giving out newspapers about women's rights in Stockholm, Sweden in 1909. Members of the French Special Forces taking Iraqi soldiers prisoner during the 1991 Gulf War, better known as Operation Desert Storm. Barack Obama during his studies at Harvard, 1988. Members of the All Indian Muslim League demonstrating in favour of the partition of India and the creation of the State of Pakistan in London circa 1946. Photo of Artoria Gibbons, known for her extensive and detailed ink work circa 1920. Female prisoners of a concentration camp sit on a pile of garbage waiting for food. Doctors' protective clothing against plague 1900s. Entertaining a crowd of children in Hexham, Northumberland, 1950. Young Angelina Jolie with her father and older brother James Haven, 1995. Wounded soldiers in an ambulance during a demonstration exercise by the 13th Reserve Automobile Company Petrograd, 1915. A boy watches television for the first time through a shop window, 1948. Sonny Barger, de facto leader of the Hells Angels and founder of its Oakland chapter in 1967. Miners digging for coal in Wales, 1931. Delta Airlines ad 1973. This ad wouldn't fly today.